Before we start making full projects on Unity, go ahead and create a folder on your desktop called Unity Projects. This is where we're going to keep all of the projects that we make, and I'd like you to make a new subfolder inside of Unity Projects and call it Hello World. This is going to be our first project in Unity. After that, go ahead and open up Unity, and we'll create a new project. Now, you should this window where it asks you to create a new project. Change the project location to your desktop, your Unity projects, and then Hello World folder. So basically, when we create a new project, a project is really just a fancy way of saying folder. It's just a place we're going to put all of our assets and our scripts and anything else that might be useful when we're making these simulations and games. So select that folder. You have the option to import a lot of packages. The reason you don't want to import all of them is because they're pretty heavy and they can kind of cause, it can kind of cause some problems. It can run really slow if you have a lot of packages that you're dealing with. So for now, maybe just import the Skybox package and click Create. Then everything is going to assemble for you. This is a layout that you could use. Yours might look a bit more like this, starting off. And if it doesn't, you can go to Layout and click 2x3, and it will automatically change the layout of everything. So before we even get into what all this stuff even does, let's go ahead and set everything up. So let's set everything up by, you can move around folders and tabs by clicking and holding onto the tab. So for example, if I want to move the project to the left-hand side of the screen, I go over like this. And I can drag it to where I want to. So let's say I want it there. In addition, let's say I want my hierarchy to be in between the project and the scene tab, like that. Maybe I can keep my inspector over there. And I want my game tab to be somewhere over here. So something else I will want is a console. So click on Window and go to Console. We can put the console right under here. And let's put the Game tab right there. And one more thing I'd like you to do is, in the Project tab, go over to this kind of hamburger menu, click on that, and click One Column Layout. Okay, and once that's done, this is a pretty good layout for projects. And if at any point you kind of would prefer something a little bit different, that's totally fine. Go ahead and change it to whatever you'd like. But for now, let's go ahead and go to Layout and save this layout. And we'll call this Game Layout. So something you can do is put a space in front of the file name, and when we have a choice between layouts, if we put a space in front of it, it automatically goes to the top of the list. So if we click Save, you'll notice that Game Layout is at the top. Just so now when you start projects, you can automatically just click Game Layout, and everything just gets set up for you. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is make a scene. So if you notice right now, there's not much going on. So we have a Projects tab, we have a Console tab, a Hierarchy tab, a Scene tab, a Game tab, and an Inspector tab. And these all do very specific things. So the scene is where we're going to be navigating around our three-dimensional space, where we can select things, we can move things, we can rotate things. The scene is really where all that stuff is going to happen. So just a couple things. So if you right click, that allows you to, and if you right click and drag around, that allows you to look around the scene. If you use your middle scroll button, that allows you to go to zoom in and out. You can select things using the left click button. So you'll notice that the only thing in our scene right now is a camera. And the camera's the really kind of the most important part of our scene. That's what, that's the perspective of the person running our simulation or game. So, and we're going to explore the scene tab a little more later. So we'll get back to it. Some more things. The game pane is where you preview the gameplay. It's the window that you'll be testing things out in detail. It shows you the view of the main camera, basically. So it shows you what the main camera is looking at. So next we have the hierarchy pane. This shows you every game object that is included in the current scene. For now, you can kind of just think of each scene as maybe like a level in a game. Everything that exists in your scene from the camera, or, just like your player, or boxes or buildings or anything, is a game object. Pane, anytime you click an asset, so for example, if we click the main camera, the inspector will populate with all kinds of information. So it gives you the ability to edit variables and attributes of different game objects. And finally, we have the console pane. So this is where you can see messages. It's where you can, anytime there's an error or any time you really want to debug anything, it's going to happen in the console. This is for quick scripting stuff.